only 2 hours in, and we're going to keep going. If you got any questions, let me know. When it comes to Mario's segment, we're going to be talking Dondre Tillman and Pat Bryant. When it comes to Jay's segment, it's all Jonah Coleman. We're going to jump into Coleman, and we're just going to ride this train, and we're going to see how crazy it gets. It's going to be a Jonah Coleman hour. I threw out the Coleman bait, and I think he took it no problem. You could, as long as you just mention Jonah, he's in. And then if he shows up and it's Jonah Ellis, he'd probably be wondering where's Coleman at. So yeah, guys. So we are just here cruising. I've had some fun shows. We're 18 shows, which are technically, if you count them, 19 shows plus 2 UFC watch-alongs. Plus, this is now our third 24-hour stream. But technically, even though it says 18 shows, there's a 0.5. There's a 5.5 episode in there. Kind of like a Lion King, pull right there. But like we've had some fun episodes. I go back and I read these notes from some of our other episodes and stuff. Like right here, this is for our 24-hour. There's barely any notes. Like one of them just says Jay Weaver, Jonah Coleman hour. That's what that one says. If he stays for an hour, if he wants to talk Jonah Coleman for 22 hours, we can do it. But like that's just gonna be like we're gonna do our notes tonight to get ready for Mario when Mario comes on. That way, we want to be ready for Mario because I got a lot of respect for what Mr. Altitude Adjustment does, man. He does some great content. The man is really good at what he's doing. Oh, we got someone in here, guys. All right. Let me just bring him in, guys. So we got the main man, Jay Weaver, in the chat.
Oh!
Here with us. How you doing, man?
Well, how's it going there, sir? On the
I'm happy to see you.
The Sunday night excursion that you're on here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I was just talking. We got a fun little like Jonah Coleman. We're gonna go off the rails with Jonah Coleman if we need to. This is like there's no censorship here with Jonah Coleman. I know that the other guys want to put you down. They want to censor you. They want to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Here we're all about promoting, your horrible addiction.
They want to dim my flame, Cody. And I just, there's times I'll handle it, and then there's times I can't handle it. So
I got a gift for you. As I promised to lure you on here with a gift, and this is exactly it.
Oh wow.
Is that real? I think that's real, right?
It's absolutely real. AI is not a real thing. Like AI doesn't actually exist. We all just talk about it. Dude, that Jonah. Go Jonah. I mean, let me just say, he has good taste in hats, obviously. It's a pretty nice hat. But
I need to get one of these. Wait, do you sell those?
I wish. What is that? What's the emblem? The N? It's not Fanatics. What's the hat brand?
It was a Broncos hat, obviously.
Yeah. It looks like a nice hat.
Right here.
Dude, I would absolutely wear that hat. Like if that were in creation, IRL. Absolutely, man. But dude, that is a fantastic present that I'm going to take and run with. Again, more ammo to the bit. And
I'll send it to you.
I appreciate you teasing the bit, man, because at the end of the day, like, I'm half joking about it, but I'm actually, secretly not joking. Like, Jonah Coleman actually might, like, if you actually sit down and keep thinking about it, like, it's, tinfoil hat. I'm always trying to think like a couple steps ahead and kind of see, the forest through the trees, if you will. It's, I think, an important note that we drafted a player like Jonah Coleman when we just drafted Harvey last year. So to all the people that are like very high on Harvey making the jump, that is my one like bullet point of case against Harvey is like, if the organization loved him to death, why would they draft a running back the very next draft? Like,
there's your
right
answer
after
right
his
there.
rookie year.
New era.
Yeah, new era. Thank you.
So I was saying it earlier, and people need to understand you can be pro Jonah Coleman, and for some reason there's this correlation that if you're pro Jonah Coleman, that you are pro JK getting hurt. That is in no way rooting for an injury. But yeah, everyone, the minute that you root for Jonah Coleman, everyone says, so you want to see JK hurt.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more with what you just said. I experience the prejudice out in the world just as you described. And, it will not stand. Okay. The Jonah hate, like just because, what is it? The famous Zach By saying that I love Zach By to death. He's like one of my favorite drivers of Denver media, but he always says two things can be true at the same time. He said that like for so many years, like that is his, like I've always associated that saying to him. And it's so true because we can get so hyperbolic in having a hot take and having a opinion drawn from data that we want to skip steps and like jump, to the next lily pad. But that's what's fun about doing this, man. For your 24 hours, you might as well put the tinfoil hat on. Come down the street with me and like let's talk aliens next segment.
Absolutely. Well, Jonah Coleman may be an alien because you've seen what he does. He's got to be either an alien or some sort of like a cyborg or something.
So it can be argued he has the first or second highest floor as a rookie only because he comes in as some of his best skill sets match some of the weaknesses that are typical in rookie running backs that hold a lot of rookie running backs back of like not being ready to go for, NFL competition. He is incredibly smart. So like playbook is not going to be that big a thing for Jonah. He can run inside. He can catch the pass as well. He's versatile and dual in that manner. But above all things, the biggest thing that separates him from pretty much the entirety of this draft class running back wise is his pass protection. Pass pro. That is the biggest trait that usually gets running backs, especially little ones, into trouble. Harvey's really good at it too. And again, that's a rare trait. But like we basically have two running backs in Harvey and Coleman that are fantastic in pass pro. We don't need to worry about. And they're super back-to-back rookies. So we're set. That's the future right there. And that's the trait, obviously, that we hold at a high regard compared to maybe other NFL teams. So like that's why I'm all in on Jonah, because that is such a like Sean Payton, like the system is perfect for him. He's going to thrive. So in my opinion, even if Dobbins has a miraculous year, and again, grab a lotto ticket, man, if JK plays every game of this regular season, because you should win the lottery. He's still probably not going to be a Bronco next year. Even though he has a multi-year deal, it's basically an out at the end of this year, money savings wise. And dude, if Jonah pops, why do you need Dobbins, the old guy? Like Coleman and Harvey and enter the third one. Who knows? Like all good. All we need. If we even carry three running backs, there's a lot of people that I've been seeing with the projected roster already, and I love that content, by the way. I have not done one, haven't even thought of it, but there's a lot of people that only have three running backs on this team. Like that's kind of wild to me.
Francis being one of them?
No,
so no fullbacks.
Well, yes, but they're counted, I guess, as a tight end. I don't know what. I don't know. There's not an official FB position, in a traditional sense. But yes, I think Nate Adkins is on that kind of scale as well,
the
of
Atkins,
like doing
Kroll
things.
hits.
Don't get me started on that tight end room. That's a divisive topic in and itself. Can we put a pin in that real quick? Because I want to put a bow on this. Bow on this Jonah.
Yeah.
I will use this photo. This will not be the last. For I will customize it, and it will become layouts on shows that they don't even know about yet.
See, I think when Mike comes on, I'm going to do the same thing, but with J.K. Dobbins that says, I love Mike Carmelini, because Mike's the only one saying that he thinks he goes 17 games.
You should have a doctor in the background with a sign that says "Me too." Like just every, perfect health, like everything's perfect. Like amazing.
And then our boy, do you know Superchargers Pod? You know him?
I do not. I'm unfamiliar, but I love the icon that you got going on there. But you know what? I'm always welcome to other AFC West teams.
It's nice to listen in and see what they're talking about.
Most of my friends are Chief fans. So I'm very clued into the Chiefs, unfortunately, through that. But yeah, man, AFC West is always a good time, and then there's the Raiders, right? I mean,
yeah.
Do you claim to like know more than the average fan about the Raiders just because of your proximity?
I think I know more than I think the average Broncos fan knows about the Raiders, just because I'm here. Not necessarily the average sports fan, but the average Broncos fan.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
You don't think Broncos fans care about like who is going to be making the Raiders roster? And they're not focused on that
Absolutely
stuff. They're just
not.
focused on Mendoza or
who should we like steal from the practice squad over there? Absolutely not.
No.
100%. Dude, yeah, I felt it was a special occasion to get the chain gang out. Dude, I love this for, obviously the tangible aspect of it, but like it is also just a heads up to, you saw one of the greatest Bronco games in history. Like aside from DT, aside from the chain day, aside from like all the festivities of that day, like just an unforgettable day, just way up there.
You know what? We might have to get some guys together, and we just might have to like all watch Super Bowl 50 like in sync on replay together, just for the memories.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Dude, yeah, Super Bowl 50 was incredible in and itself. But I was talking about the Giants game, obviously, for last year, the comeback. Like that was where these came out, and that was the insane fourth quarter. I think it was 33 points in the fourth quarter for us. Just insanity. I don't know. We won't have to have comebacks like that this year, man. You know why? Because you got this guy over here just doing insanity things. I mean, I can't wait for a press conference. He's just going to, move the Gatorade as everybody does and then slap down that hat.
Mm-hmm. We might have to get that hat made, at least one of them, just so one of them can exist, because it feels like it's too good to not exist.
That's a shelf item to be displayed forever time.
Put it in the studio.
Yep. I'm jealous of the DNVR guys with their the heads of Cale Makar and Nicola. That's terrific stuff, man.
I know the Nuggets guys, they were out here for Summer League. I was thinking about getting a ticket to go down the Summer League, but I've had a lot going on. I was like too busy because I worked overtime yesterday. And so this stream would have happened yesterday, but I worked overtime because I wanted to get my tickets for UNLV versus Memphis and then UNLV versus Nevada.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to be at the Battle of Nevada. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that will be a crazy crowd.
Yeah, it's crazy because I wanted to go to either like the North Dakota State game or like the Cal game, but those, you would expect with those programs, the prices were a little more crazy. And I was like, it just took one day of overtime to get me 2 tickets because both tickets were about like $40-50 each total. So UNLV.
Oh my God.
And for the record,
that's insanity.
Allegiant Stadium is at its best when you let UNLV take it over, because when they have UNLV games, they throw red and Rebel stuff. They throw it all over, and it just turns red and silver and white, and it almost looks like this is the best like college football arena, because you almost forget that this is an NFL venue. You know?
Sure. Well, I mean, dude, I'm down the road from Lincoln, so I mean, going to games for Nebraska, like honestly, if they were $40 a pop, I would actually go see just random games of interest. But like, it's like $200 to go to a Husker game. F that noise.
Yeah, for $200, you try to get yourself a Broncos ticket.
Absolutely, keep driving as you should through Lincoln. There's no reason. Stinking Lincoln, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100%. Well, dude, I still thank you for this picture. I just Ooh.
Well, when I asked
No. Okay. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, when I asked you to come on, I made sure to throw on the little Madagascar meme, because I was like, I know this is gonna take some bait, and if it didn't work, I was gonna probably use this as bait and try to make another kind of crazy Jonah Coleman edit. But maybe Fantastic. I'll get you another Jonah Coleman edit for your birthday or for Christmas.
I will take them all, 100%. You keep working, artist.
Pull this one up on screen. Pull this one in front of Tim. Tim's gonna go crazy.
Please do. Just I'm gonna give you a guest code to a random Outcast episode, and I just want you to dive in, show off your stuff, and then you can head out if you want. Just pop in. That'd be hilarious, man.
Well, that picture belongs to you. I sent it, so it's yours.
I appreciate it, dude.
So you pull it up whenever you need to.
Yeah, man. After the inevitable, going back to that comment by Charger Pod, yes, Supercharger Pod. Harvey is going to be an NFL elite.
Darren Sproles.
Robin, like the best in the NFL at being Robin. And Darren Sproles was fantastic for the skill set of the things he did well. And like Sean Payton used him exactly to a T of what he did well. So like Harvey is going to be the number 2 for many a years. I think he might even get another contract. Like, I love Harvey. It's not a slight on Harvey that I am obviously, promoting Coleman. Coleman is just the profile of the first down back. Like, he's going to be the starter. It is what it is. Darren Sproles shouldn't be your future in the running back room at any point of his career, although he was amazing. But that you shouldn't be hanging your whole hat on that. Like, he's a trick, but.
So, I'll add to that, with, because, how I was saying that, just because you can be a Coleman supporter does not mean you are rooting for a JK injury. People tend to get the same narrative that if you're a Coleman supporter, you are down on RJ. And that's not even the same also.
Not the same at all.
For just by rooting for Jonah, people assume that, you're pro JK getting hurt. No, we just know it's going to happen because it has happened every year. You have nothing to say otherwise. So it's a matter of just guessing which week, and you have 18 to pick from. So pick one, and you have 1 in 18 chance.
I get the sentiment, though, that you walked up to the roulette table and it's been red for 18 picks.
Dak, the man.
Oh.
It's a good thing I put that picture away, huh?
There's that guy. That bro.
Do you Broncos, bro?
Yeah, do you even? Yeah, I see.
Do you?
I feel bad doing it because it's not my thing. Like I am a when invited bro. I don't.
Exactly.
They are the bros. Like.
Yeah, I felt like terrific. I was about to get hit with copyright infringement just by saying it.
You know what? What we need to do, Dak, is we need to get you under the mic. You can do a soundtrack. And then we can just distribute it to whoever wants it.
Yeah. That way we can pull them up on screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone deserves a little Dak edit in their phone.
Absolutely. A nice soundboard for everyone's podcast there. Absolutely. Yeah. We're getting creative here on a Sunday night.
Dak knows he's invited. It's just whenever he shows up. So Maybe he shows up soon. Maybe he shows up tomorrow. Mario's showing up tomorrow morning.
Nice, dude. Dak, if you're still out there, I still have my Go Jonah. See, even worst case scenario here, and somebody blocks me from having it on, I have it on my phone. I'll just he's getting through no matter what.
Well, something tells me now you have a new screensaver.
Yeah, terrific. There it is. There it is.
Maybe get that turned into a poster and blow it up.
Do even Broncos, bro? Like an arch over the Jonah Coleman. It's the Jonah Coleman edition of the Broncos Bros. Yeah, we need that merch, Dak. Get on that.
Dak, you're always welcome whenever you can, man. That's why I love these 24-hour streams, is because it's no rush on any of these guests. You guys can just pop in whenever you want, and then it's up to me to freestyle. And then when you guys pop in randomly, I have to lock in, so it's fun.
Dak's part of the chain gang.
Yeah,
Dak's
I
part.
got my little Bronco chain. I'm always rocking it.
There you go.
That's that GLD. You go to GLD and get yourself a Broncos pendant.
There you go.
But yeah, no. So if anyone's joining, this is the Jay Weaver Jonah Coleman Glaze Hour. So
dun, dun, dun. We should have some theme music, man. Dun,
yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
we need a Jonah Coleman theme music of some sort.
So, I was gonna say I didn't bring any Jonah Coleman trivia. I really should have. I dropped the ball on this.
Well, I have some Jonah Coleman questions still. So,
what's his favorite color? What's his favorite animal?
I have a few questions still to keep the ball rolling with Jonah. So, that being said, while we don't hope for JK to get hurt, we obviously expect that it's probably going to happen. So, if you have to say what week do you think it'll happen versus what week would you want it to happen? Because if it happens too early,
that one word,
RJ Harvey going in before him. So do you want it to be early, or do you want it to be 7-8 weeks in? Maybe Jonah's ready by then. Because if it's week 2, probably maybe not, right?
Well,
what do you think?
This is just me throwing it out there before I answer. What if he gets hurt early enough to be able to come back? Dobbins has never had an injury that he's been able to at least come back from in that same year.
And so he almost did last year.
What if we get an injured Dobbins, but we get it in such a opportune time where it doesn't have anything to do with the playoffs? Absolutely. This is the only Rockies thing I own, and it's because I bought it at a Rockies game at Coors Field. I was a sucker for the merchandise after a couple cold pops.
That's all it takes.
Yep. Dak, you got me all squirreled out here. What were we even talking about, Cody?
Jonah Coleman and what week you think JK is going out, or when you would like it to happen? Because you were saying maybe it's good for JK to come back and make it in time for a playoff run. He almost did last year. So maybe that's a sign. Maybe if it happens early enough, you do get him back, because that would be ideal.
I would like all running backs healthy at playoff time, because I think it'll take all of them to win a Super Bowl for the run. If we're a serious contender in that manner. So if there's going to be an injury, I hope it's week 1. And he's back in, 10 weeks, and we get him on the back half, something like that. Ronnie Hillman. Right? Dude, Ronnie Hillman's another perfect example of that. Ronnie Hillman was a terrific 2 guy, but are you going to have him as your starter and that's what you're hanging your hat on as a team? Absolutely not. I think Harvey will be better than Hillman overall, but still, that's not that far off. Yeah, man. I'm hoping for very early for Dobbins. I can say selfishly because then I get to see Coleman, but if it truly does happen week 1, then Harvey will start right after an injury, because that's too early for a rookie to just see. In my thought of the season, it's going to be right around the same time as last year, right around week 10, or give or take plus minus 2-3 games, somewhere in the middle of the schedule. And by that time, I think Jonah will be greened enough here to Give him the ball. And dude, I think he's going to tear it up when given the opportunity. I think in preseason here, he's going to like, oh shit, a motherfucker's going to be running on people. Like, he can barrel over people, man. I'm so excited for the Jonah show. We haven't had a back like this for quite some time. Like, quite. Not like this.
How similar would you say he is in terms of like CJ Anderson? Because he's short bowling ball, kind of, right? Not fully.
Yeah.
I think he's faster than CJ. I think he's a little more explosive than CJ too.
Yeah, I'm not. Dude, CJ's great and all, but like, I don't think he was that great. I think he was on a very famous team, and he was a very famous contributor. And
he had his best year when he needed
famous
to.
role. Yeah, absolutely. But like, yeah, I don't know. I would say, ooh.
Who would you compare him to then in the Broncos? Are you going to go all the way back to TD, or you got another option?
No.
Good. That would have been a little too rushed. I know we love Coleman here, but
nothing like that. I mean, dude, Willis McGahee actually had a little bit of a time where he had some get up in Denver, and I liked that running style he had because he had a really good pace to him. So he was faster than he looked. And
that would complement
that way.
RJ really Harvey, that kind of pace.
Correct. He's thoughtful, like a very patient runner. Jonah Coleman is like he looks like a vet. Like, he looks like a very experienced top up player. So he's a captain multiple years. Like, dude, he's the guy, man. Like, he was terrific. So I can't say, enough good things. I hope he lands at, that number 20. I think that's a great jersey for him to pop in. But I know that a lot of rookies have their own, well, if a single digit's available, I'm taking it. Like, we'll see. So I'm waiting the tide here until I buy up some merchandise for Jonah Coleman. My full, all in. I'm talking trading cards. I'm talking jerseys. I'm talking signed memorabilia, mini helmets.
Gotta get that. Go get those Panini packs while they're out now. Those Topps packs while they're out now. With this year's rookie class.
Which, speaking of, can I do a small little plug?
Absolutely.
It was a spark. I mean, so we're going for 1,000 follows, and we are giving away a signed Nick Bonito mini helmet.
Absolutely.
To whenever that happens. Orange and Blue Network. So, dude, we were gifted that. Like, just gifted that out of nowhere. So, really appreciate the fans out there. But to provide the next giveaway. And I even got some fresh merch myself here. Nice. Got a little flat bill trucker trucking it up.
Yep. Yeah, she ended up subscribing.
You're in.
All you have to do is go over there and subscribe.
Absolutely. Always appreciate the plugs. We've got a lot of random stuff, as Cody knows. Like, that's why I love this community, man. Like, hop on each other's stuff. It's all love to literally everyone in this community. I can't think of anyone that I like, am at odds with or vehemently hate or anything like that. Like, in the whole, Twitter sphere, if they still call him that. Kitty time!
That's my son.
That's
he looks just like me.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Dude, that's hilarious. That's great. I was going to say, my cat is fast asleep, and it's kind of like a baby. You don't rustle up, like just sleep over there. It's great. Just keep going. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, I keep the cat tree over here so I can, when he wants to jump over on my lap, because I got a cord over here that connects the audio mixer and the mic to the PC, and he loves to bump it, and it always messes up the audio. So anytime he gets over here, I got like a little red flag, like Spidey sense, to just snatch him and throw him in the tree.
Yep. I got I got the little perch with a bird feeder right outside the window. So I've got him all set up with his entertainment throughout the entire day. We get squirrels. We get on squirrel alert, and we go ham at the window. Like, I don't know how he doesn't have 1,000 concussions. Just like slamming his head into the window trying to get a squirrel. It's ridiculous, man. Life of a cat owner, man.
Right.
Just, what is it? 11 o'clock Central, talking cats. No big deal.
So another Jonah Coleman question. I know you kind of hinted at it earlier, but is his pass blocking as as good as and a lot of people are probably sleeping on that, right? They don't even know. That's probably their issues. They just don't know.
Yep.
If they knew that it was that good, maybe there would be some more belief or like understanding why you should be excited for this guy.
Well, and I guess I kind of say it is advertised because like that was a well-known bullet point, at least in the things that I saw, like for drafting him, in the process. But I think it's more of like the attention's not on that being a huge thing. And, like maybe it isn't for some because some people are looking for, I want the fastest person in the draft or something. Or I want the bruiser that can break 5 tackles in a row. But like pass blocking to me is like such a fundamental difference between a lot of rookies. And he is exceptionally good at that. So he can play day one because he has that trait. He's automatically a third down back, like automatically a better pass blocker than obviously Jaleel McLaughlin or I would say Tyler Bidet, just entering off the street. So it's a no-brainer, man. Like he's going to be the ultimate no-tell player because you have no idea if he's going to go out for a bubble screen or if he's going to smash in between the guard and center for 5 yards. Like he's so dual purposed right now. And that's why I love him because, Harvey kind of is a tell to a certain extent because he is shown to not really do that well in between the tackles. I hope he improves that. If he does, then, the world could be the oyster of Harvey, man. Harvey could blow up. I think I said this and I had said it jokingly, but I actually kind of believe it. I side more with the people that think Harvey is going to pop and be like a amazing player in year 2 compared to the people that think Dobbins is going to be healthy. I think the Harvey people are way more sane. So there's a lot of slices, to cut this running back room, man. And I think it's a super interesting, position to watch in the preseason and training camp. And like, as we go down the road here, it'll be very interesting. What are your thoughts on Harvey? What do you see out of Harvey next year?
We saw him go for 12 touchdowns, running and receiving. That was very impressive what we saw. And he's a young runner. The man made a switch from quarterback to running back in college.
And he was quarterback.
So he's a young runner. So maybe that's where that inexperience with running in the middle comes from, is just not getting the comfortability there. But in that room, I imagine he gets comfortable. Maybe this bleeds into my next question, but I was going to talk about, the impact that a J.K. Dobbins could have on a Jonah Coleman. There's an impact that, he can take from learning from a guy like J.K., a guy that's been in the league. I don't know if you would say they're similar, but maybe there's something that he can gain that would maybe make him a little more proficient earlier on. It's a good room to learn in is something that I get at.
I guess I've never really thought about is J.K. Dobbins the kind of vet that really would take someone under his tutelage? Because there's some vets that won't,
Yeah, even if he's not like mentoring or teaching, I'm just saying there's a lot you can gain from watching that guy in front of you, that kind of back.
Prep and meetings and such.
And you take the job from him. I'm sure that there was a little that Brady learned watching, Bledsoe out there before Bledsoe went down. He's talked about, Bledsoe was a good quarterback before he went in. And I'm sure there's something to gain from watching a pro do it for a week or two or however long it happens,
Well, okay, let me ask you this, dude. If we reverse time here before we sign Dobbins,
okay,
knowing that we have Jonah, like if we literally went in with just Jonah and Harvey back-to-back rookies here, we would have to have a vet running back in the room, right? Like if it wasn't Dobbins, it was going to be some other vet, some other
like
person like him,
or an Algier or whoever those names were back when people were talking about him.
Yeah,
it would have been one of those other free agents, right?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, and I know we overpaid for Dobbins only because I guess the Jaguars tried to steal him.
They showed interest.
Correct. So that brought price up. But it's just interesting. It's interesting. I feel like that we brought him back. To be honest, I'm very surprised we brought him back. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Like I said, it is higher on my list of positional groups to watch than I think others. But I understand. Like I have a little more interest in the room, I feel like, than most.
No, so he has a good point right here. You know, I don't see anything out of JK that says he wouldn't be helpful. So he's very likable. He's loved in that room and in the front office. If anything, it's his relationship with the front office and then the fans calling for him to come back that helped him out too.
Yep.
Because he's really well liked in that building. I mean, I think he's going to make Denver his home when he's done. Everyone does. Everyone almost does. Most of them do. So I don't think he's leaving.
Why
Denver.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's beautiful. If you can afford it and you can live there, you know, why not?
Yep, 100%. As soon as my children graduate, I'm going to tell them, hey, you got a place to stay in college if you want to come to Colorado. But here we go.
Yeah. You know, it's something that I'm excited for with Colorado because like I went in November and then I'm going this November, but they're working on this train line, the Coco, that goes north and south from Union Station in Denver. So it'll take you all the way up to Fort Collins and Boulder and all those little like mountain towns in between. And then it'll go south and it goes to like Colorado Springs and all those other towns south too. So soon people can live a few hours north or south of the city and just take the train in and out every day. And so then they're working on that right now. They've already broke ground. So that's going to make it pretty cool just for like tourists and stuff because for me, I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. And in the future, if and whenever that train is built, it's like I can plan a time out there and be like, let's go spend a day in Boulder. Let's go spend go see if we see Coach Prime, or let's just go spend a day in Colorado Springs or go up to Fort Collins, whatever.
Well, dude, I will tell you, there is right now RTD buses, I believe, that go from Boulder to Denver. But to go to like Fort Collins or Springs, I don't think you're finding anything like that.
It would all be connected to Union Station in Denver too, so you can end up right in the middle of downtown Denver.
The light rail does a lot right now, but man, if it could go far stretching out, that would be terrific because it ends like in Tech Center South. Yeah, it doesn't go too far, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something that like they've been trying to work on it here in Vegas for a few years and it got pushed back. Like California's been working on light rail to go from LA to San Francisco and it's been stalled for years. They've been working on that for like almost 15 years. But here in Vegas, we're working on this. It's called Bright Line and it would connect Vegas to right outside of LA. And then you can take the LA subway into town and stuff like that. And it would be only like a 2-hour, it's like a bullet train, like a 2-hour ride to get from Vegas all the way to LA basically. And they wanted it ready by the 28 Olympics, but they haven't even broken ground. So it's not going to be done by then. But it would have helped with tourism because to think that you get all these tourists coming into LA for the Olympics who, if they want, they can go spend the weekend in Vegas and then come back with 2 hours to, it would have been awesome. So I hope we see that stuff for sports fans in general too.
Yeah, dude, that would be terrific. Yeah. I'm all about like community transport instead of individual cars, but like I live in the middle of, bumfuck Midwest. So like it's kind of impossible to not have a car because there is no public transportation really.
So if you have a car, how many, instead of horsepowers, how many Jonah Coleman powers does it run off of? How many Colemans does it run off of?
It's unfathomable. Unmeasurable. I don't even know. Like one Jonah Coleman in my eyes could power an entire power grid. So like, do you really even need more than one? I mean, I guess in the comics, did they ever really need two Superman? I think one was fine. Like he did the job. He's good. I mean, we got Jonah. Like, people need to start giving, some appreciation out there. Be thankful for what you got.
And see, looking at this picture, I mean, I know this was back, I think, at like either the rookie premiere or one of the Broncos photo shoots, probably. But I mean, the man is, I mean, he may look small on paper, but he is not small.
No,
the man will run you over if he needs to.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be great. It is. Our offense, I feel like, is going to take off. I mean, obviously, Bo Nixon in itself, everybody I think is very high on, but like the difference for Davis Webb, I feel like is going to be huge. Huge in the little things. Like, I feel like we are going to finally see a consistency in packaging, and we're going to get some high tempo. Finally, like some pace to Bo Nix.
Absolutely.
We've been lacking that, and I feel like that's why we always start off terrible in the first half of games. There's no pace whatsoever. It's just very clunky in the first half because it's the mishmash of like a circle here on this page and a circle here on this page that Sean just wants to throw in. And it never, like, I don't know. The second half, he got his shit together, but like the first half was just, it was a lot of Sean stuff to me. So it's just going to be a nice, refreshing thing, I think, to get Davis Webb, like, clear eyes to it.
No doubt. So I think, it's kind of amazing to think about because, Sean Payton, when he came in, he no doubt like stabilized everything. He stabilized 100%. It for sure. But we never got, and I still think that we still haven't gotten that like explosive, like, game-changing offense that, you expect from a Sean Payton offense. That's why I feel like it's primed to go off with Davis stepping in. Yeah. I mean, you could tell even Sean was like hesitant on, there's a reason why he gave it up. He probably maybe felt like he doesn't have the edge, or he's just second guessing himself. So I'm really excited to see that. I think this offense takes that step to that elite offense at 4,000. I mean, Bo was only like 70 yards away from 4,000 yards anyway, something like that. He was like 3,900 something. So that just alone with drops, he was probably a 4,000 yard passer. So I think you get rid of the drops, you make this offense a little more productive. Like you were saying, it goes a little faster. God forbid we get one or two, short, screens or short slants tucked into the house by Jalen Waddle. Both stats are going to look way prettier. And I think that Davis Webb makes that happen, and he's so blessed to be in this situation to have a Sean Payton above his shoulder to ask for help, but also have all these new offensive tools and these young pieces. Whether you like, I'm not necessarily high on Justin Jolie, but that's still a great piece to have as your depth tight end because you see the problems we have in that room still. Troutman's not going to be your number one tight end, even though he's the GOAT, right?
Shouldn't be.
No.
But dude, Sean loves his boys, man. He's totally a Rat Pack type of person. Like, if you're with him,
Davis.
you're with him.
He loves Davis.
Yeah.
Waddle.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how much like influence Sean has. Because like if there's a new outside person in theory taking over and redoing some things, how in the world could you justify the amount of production and targets that Lil Jordan Humphrey got last year? Exactly. It made no sense whatsoever. That's
those targets direct Sean could be going anywhere else. It could have went
anywhere else.
Back, tight end. Maybe you would have used Evan Ingram more if that was the case.
Dude, if we're going 50-50 balls with Sutton, I want every single one of those. Like, why aren't we taking more shots then? Like, yeah, dude,
that's a great point. It felt like we didn't get any of those, or at least not much of those. Just throw them up balls. Like the first year with Bo, we got a good few of them with Cortland. It felt like those dropped off a little bit. Just those throw them up balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and that's probably why they had the incredible need for Waddle, because Sutton it just wasn't there. So now you have Waddle to take the top off the defense, and you have Sutton with maybe reduced speed over the years here, can settle in on that mid-range and almost cover like tight end depth like Kelsey does.
Yeah. I like to think Sutton's gotten more savvy with age too, so he can take a step back and speed. He's getting more savvy with spacing and opening up. Like we've seen how he like positions his body. He's only gotten better and better at that part. So that's the wise vet that he's quickly turned into.
He's very underrated in route running. And man, I've said this multiple times for multiple years here that like when Sutton diminishes in speed, I hope he takes the Larry Fitzgerald route and converts to a slot. I feel like a big body wide receiver like that has such a advantage up against some, third cornerback, some little nickel. I just he could be dynamite in his later years. So he doesn't
too.
Correct. He can block. He can block. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. So he's not going to be an outside threat forever. So he needs to make that transition. I honestly thought that Mike Evans was going to do the same thing. And maybe he's going to get a little of that with Shanahan, new playbook. We'll see. We'll see what we see out of Evans. So I don't know, man. The offense for Denver is going to be way different. I feel like Evan Ingram will finally have a day. I feel like like we're finally going to get an Evan Ingram day, like what we thought when we first signed him. Everyone was so excited, rightfully so, but he's done absolutely nothing. I mean, he's had like a handful of good plays, if even that.
Yeah. And when we talk about like the offense being, better or whatever, it's not necessarily like they changed much because there was no whole like offensive install. It was more like he just tweaked some stuff. So a lot of, first time coordinators, they have to make that whole install kind of thing. He never had to do that. He changed some things up. It's going to be more of it's going to look different in terms of how it's operated versus like how different the scheme is. The scheme's not going to be too much different. You'll see different things being utilized now, especially with like a Waddle now, because that changes how you use your scheme because you got to change what you do to fit him in. You're not going to not do that. But I do think that, Davis he's going to use it in a manner where it's not much of a change on offense because no offensive install. That's a big thing for a new play caller. He didn't have to spend all that time saying, this is our new playbook. We're going to do things a little differently. We're going to be a little faster. We may run these plays more, but I don't know. I like the efficiency that we're going to get from him. It's going to make it look completely different.
Quicker too, because I think there will also be a lot of fat cut from the playbook, and the whole Sean side of the playbook where we're going to do these crazy plays.
Yeah,
dude, he gets in his own way when it comes to like scheming an offense. Like
he gets a little too cute.
Yes. Well, and that's what I was alluding to of like getting faster is like not so many sub packages where you have like 3 guys subbing in and out every single play of the first half. And that's why Bo was so, screaming of like, let's get the play in. Like he was, very rushed.
Time up on the clock for sure with those stupid substitutions.
So it's going to be a lot more simplified. And I think there's going to be a lot more, and this is something that I haven't necessarily heard a lot of people talk about, but like, does this change in your eyes, Cody, the autonomy that we may give Bo Nix at the line of scrimmage to be able to have maybe a little bit more decision-making power based upon what he sees? Not like Peyton Manning-esque, but like, hell of a lot more than he has with Sean Payton.
Yeah, no, that's a fair expectation for sure. I think that knowing how Davis knows Bo, he knows Bo more. He's younger to him, at least into the age range. I think he just understands Bo's vibe. I think, he's going to give Bo just a little more flexibility. Bo is no one's going to be Peyton Manning at the line. Peyton Manning owned that offense, no matter who the OC was, whatever. It was his playbook, really. It's not necessarily Bo's playbook. It's just Bo's playbook to operate, not necessarily his. But no, so I agree with you. I think that it's fair to expect that he'll have a little more autonomy. Davis is probably going to put him in. Like, there's going to be some good plays. I'm sure that Davis knows Bo likes. He'll let Bo resort to him more. I mean, again, by trimming some of this fat, you can just maybe make more plays out of less formations.
100%.
Make more out of less formations.
We just, we don't need to be so damn fancy all the time.
No.
Like, we would never go back to a play that was successful. That was always a thing that I had with it too, of like, all right, dude, we great execution. Like that play looked great. Never saw it again. Like
the lack of slants would upset me.
Yeah, if it's not broke, why wouldn't you just keep going to the well? Like, but when you have a gifted play caller and a in his own mind genius, you kind of live with some of those things because like he wants to get creative. And like I also think too there's a side of it where he knows damn well that he knows what he's going to do in the second half, and he intentionally kind of F's with the defense in the first half to like not give a sign of like where he's going for the second half. So there's a lot of, mind games I feel like he does as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird, man. Evil genius.
Hi, Thomas. That's my cousin Thomas in the chat. So we got the family
Thomas?
showing up. Cousin Thomas.
Nice.
He's up in Reno right now.
Nice. I got a buddy in Reno.
Reno's pretty. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Northern Nevada. It's great.
Until I knew he lived there, I had no idea Tahoe was like a hop, skip, and a jump from there. Like, I guess right I didn't. Reno and Tahoe, I just never really like correlated together. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really nice up there. Now, Northern Nevada and Central Nevada tend to be like data center country. There's a lot of them up there. And it's so bad that they're actually cutting off the NV Energy, who does the energy for the state up there. They're actually cutting off like 50,000 Tahoe residents this next year because the power is going to go to a new data center. It's crazy. So
like I said earlier, AI doesn't actually exist. This is all a ploy for a whole different reason, Cody. Like,
yeah, it's just a way to destroy everything and collect data and stuff. It's all about collecting data. That's what it's about. They're just storing it.
Cookies.
Right.
Too many cookies.
But my cousin Thomas, he's a Packers fan. So the family is filled with like tons of Packers fans here. So, God forbid if that matchup ever happens, it's going to tear our family. It's going to be like Hatfields McCoys or something like that. It's going to be civil war.
That's funny.
All right. So I got one more Jonah Coleman question. Then we can keep going after that as long as you want. But so throughout this, the last few, let's put you back up and put Jonah Coleman back up there. So throughout this series, we've been giving these players superhero comps. So Jalen Waddle, he's of course the Flash. We felt pretty confident in that. My chat felt confident with that one. That's obvious.
Yeah.
We went with Bo Nix for Superman just because he's got one kryptonite, and it is injury. And I don't think that's going to be an issue coming off of injury. At least I think we won't address this for a few more years till it happens again. So I think he's fine. So he only has one kryptonite, and that's injury. Besides that, he's like the moral leader of this team. Without him, this team is nothing. Without Superman, the Justice League is nothing. And then besides that, we also got into like personnel. So we gave Sean Payton, he's old man Bruce Wayne, giving up the powers, can't wear the suit anymore, realizing he can't do it at the level he did. So he hands the mantle over to Terry McGinnis, the new Batman, and that's Davis Webb. So Davis Webb is Batman Beyond, and Sean Payton is old man Bruce Wayne. So
wait, Batman Beyond?
Yeah.
That's not the George Clooney Batman, right?
No, that's the animated one, the black and red.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
So technically, that's actually Bruce Wayne's son. The whole big deal with like they got a hold of Batman's DNA, they infected it into this random guy off the street, and Batman's semen like took over the guy's semen, and when the guy had a baby, it was Batman. Right. And it was because they needed a Batman contingency program in the future. So it was the military and the government that did that.
Cody, what a fantasy football name. Batman Seaman.
I think that's Trevor Simeon's name, right?
Probably. That sounds about right. I unfortunately had to say something nice about Trevor Simeon on the Outcast on Thursday night as we were talking about it. A lot of those quarterbacks, I just can't even with you, Brett Rippon. Get out of here.
Brandon Allen, Joe Flacco, Case Keenum.
Yeah.
I actually really was excited for the Keenum year. I thought Keenum was going to like be our savior. I thought there's something about him. I was like, this guy's clutch. And I'm like, nope, he's clutch for one game, 1 year.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
Never put your money on Minnesota QBs because they usually have like a one good year kind of thing. Most Minnesota QBs, they don't have good, they're not good long-term, fixes.
I hated to do it, but that is exactly why I threw in the towel on a dynasty league that I was in, because my quarterback was Kyler Murray, and I just saw the writing on the wall of like, oh, he's going to go to Minnesota, and like I can't go on another Kyler Murray like extravaganza. I had to check out. But yeah, man. I don't know. Have you ever been a Kyler Murray person? Like, have you ever bought into that hype?
I mean, so like, if we can go, like, obviously the last few years and with the whole gaming thing and how everything's panned out for him, it's a little different now. But I almost was hating the slander of him coming out of college. He's too short. I hated the short talk.
Okay.
I hated the short talk at first because I was like, this man, look at what he did on the field though in college. Like when you look at what he did, it's game changing. The man was moving around everywhere. He was a menace. I mean, a lot of us were worried about him when he got to the league. I hated the slander about his size. That's all I hated at first. I thought he was a
great
cool
baseball player.
Yeah, I thought that if he went to the right system, maybe right situation, he could have panned out better. I mean, but again, the whole gaming thing, and maybe if he went to somewhere where they can like iron that out of him, but I don't think it still sounds like it's a problem. Still sounds like the man spends too much time on the game, the Xbox.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't hate him. I just don't think that I don't think Minnesota's going to make it work this year. They do it every once in a while, just every year have I think that Kevin O'Connell's going to have a bum year this year with that when it comes to that.
Yeah. Well, and that might be it because oh my God, who is there? Brian Flores. Brian Flores is their DC, who has the pound for pound probably second best scheme for pass rush to Vance Joseph.
I love Minnesota's defense.
They fly, man. I really do enjoy watching their defense. It is very similar to ours.
Taking fantasy.
Yeah, it is a good sneaky one. Always.
I'm thinking about.
They always get sacks. Always get sacks. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know about Minnesota. I'm actually going to Minnesota next weekend. I'll be in Minneapolis for the weekend.
Well, you let me know if you see Kyler Murray. You just look down.
Well, that's true. You began saying like, well, I don't like all these remarks about making fun of him being short, and then there you go.
I can't help it.
See, you can't help it.
No, it's because of what that was back then. That was when he was coming out of college. At this point, the fact that he hasn't panned out or he hasn't earned, I think, a fan's respect to be treated as like that's a true. He hasn't
earned respect. That is true.
No,
what is he?
He's not a franchise quarterback. If he was, he would still be in Arizona, and that would be his franchise. It's not. They gave him a good wide receiver last year, and they really did some stuff to help him at times. I just think he was never able to take advantage. Never able to take that step, and that's why I don't expect Minnesota to get it out of him.
I mean,
he might have 1 or 2 good games.
Maybe he will go there and it'll be a Sam Darnold situation, and he, turns out he was just on a shitty organization like the Jets. Like he'll be fine. I'm waiting for Mac Jones to get a second ride. It will come.
That would have been a great fit. That would have been a good one. So. Mac Jones to Minnesota.
Yep, I agree. I don't know.
See, I see visions of seeing Kyler Murray and Justin Jefferson arguing on the sideline because Justin Jefferson's not having it with him. That's just my guess. Is that he's going to piss off the star receiver in the league.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can take advantage of it.
I guess my only tidbit of fantasy advice to that would be. TJ Hawkinson's stock is probably rising a lot only because Trey McBride, say what you want, but like the production came for him because Kyler's really good at rolling out to a side, and that tight end's always open when you're, a running threat, and that's what Kyler does.
I'll keep my eye on Hawkinson for sure in fantasy.
If that is a deep cut, like, because you can get him in like 9th, 10th round, like super deep. It's a nice little backup plan. Just never know.
Rainy day fund. I think it's like a 12-man league or something like that. I've never done fantasy, so I'm doing it with like Supercharged.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
doing it with them. I'm doing it with Broncos Chat on Instagram. We got a few like Bills creators in there. We got a Seahawks creator in there.
Well, Cody, you will get invited to the Orange and Blue Network fantasy football. I am the head administrator for it. Winner always gets a DNVR shirt.
Nice.
Whoever wins, that's the
Nice.
yearly prize. So
nice. I want a shirt off of Henry's back.
Maybe so.
Maybe. I don't know if I told you, but the last 2 times I've met, Henry Chisholm.
Absolutely, dude. I was at the Nuggets parade with him.
Last 2 times I've met him, I've had him sign printouts of Montana, and just Google and pull up Montana like in this images and just print one out, whatever it is. I've had him sign them, and I've sent them to Broncos live chat, guys. So one of them went to Jose, who's in the Broncos chat. We went to him in Panama, and then another one went to Alex Jones. I mean, not Alex Jones. Geez, not him.
I hope he didn't. He has time like that.
Right. It's Alex Roberts Fishing, and I think it was Kentucky or Tennessee, something like that. But I've sent 2 signed autographs of Montana signed by Hank, and I'm thinking I might get one for myself, but I'm also going to give one away to the chat again this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so one of them has it like on his fridge, right next to his kids' like artwork. So it's kind of like the running gag with Henry now.
I've been gushing about DNVR for so long, man. Like I can't say enough. It's what most of my closet is. Like I love I love D-Line to death. He's terrific, man. He is why I do this, honestly, because like I got to see.
You remember the Overdog shirt he made?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, he created that so fast, like overnight. Yeah. Like he got that thing out there and made, and like he the graphic and everything, and like I bought it as soon as it was available. So I still like I agree with you. Like half my stuff, it's either DMVR. It's slowly turning into Coonsville. I rep Coonsville, of course, but a lot of it's DMVR in there. Like nonstop. I got a lot of Broncos DMVR stuff in there. I need to get me some Nuggets merch. This is why I wish I went to Summer League so I could have met some of those guys, because I haven't met the Nuggets guys yet.
I need to hit him back up. He was on Nothing Rhymes. We had him on. It was nice to get his face down, like he could just be real. It's kind of like to a certain extent where D-Mac gets to be on Mike's show, and you get the real D-Mac, like the real guy of fuck this. This is some bullshit.
I would love to hang around at a barbecue with D-Mac after 4 or 5 beers, and I would love to get him talking about politics or history, just not even sports, because I would love to see what
absolutely love D-Mac. I think he is just
he's a legend.
Perfect person for sports talk radio. Really is. He's mastered his craft. He's
gotten good at the art of the troll too.
That's what I mean. Is he can ride both the fence. He's not a James Marilat.
I don't want to say
he's not going to go all the way over, but he can straddle both sides of be a little crazy, but still be still have a head on his shoulders.
I'm not going to say he's not like the Skip Bayless, but you get what I'm saying when I say that, right? He's that kind of personality in Broncos media, where he's like the bad guy in Broncos media sometimes. Him or Mike.
He's controversial stuff. Yeah. It's controversial stuff, but yeah, man. I
like to
been listening to him for a long time.
Online too. They're very sassy. Like Benjamin Albright, I'd love to watch him because he's sassy.
Yeah, dude. All of Broncos media is just terrific, dude. We are so blessed to have, pretty chill guys. Honestly, we don't have a whole lot of bad eggs. I feel like. And maybe there are other fan bases that feel the same about theirs, but I've heard Cleveland Browns sports talk media, and they're terrible. They're very very downers. They're super jump off a bridge. we're very level-headed. I feel like nobody like goes super overboard, other than again like your James Merlats of the world. But like that's his whole stick. He doesn't believe it. Like it's a whole thing. Like it's a personality, and good for him, man. He's honed that market.
Absolutely. And then see, like, so I know I'll reference DMVR one more time, but like we were talking about like how great DMVR is and stuff. I credit DMVR for like after COVID helping me bring back my sports fandom because before COVID, I mean, I was a dishwasher at Applebee's and stuff, and then like I got laid off during COVID, and a lot of people had a rough time during COVID, no matter what it was, and I lost my love for sports fandom. Like I didn't watch shows anymore, so I used to watch like Mile High Huddle back then, and I still do. I still check in on like Zach Kelberman and Chad Jensen and all of them. They're great. That's where I was listening to them before DMVR, and then when my whole layoff happened with Applebee's, I stopped not working during the pandemic sucks because everything got expensive, and then to pay your bills without working, that was tough. And so to not even focus or care on sports fandom is sad when it's something that you really love. And it felt like there's a side of you that got taken away. And then I credit DMVR with bringing back my love for sports. I credit a few other like creators online for like bringing back like my love for other passions, like my love for history. I credit there's a YouTube channel called Vlogging Through History. Nice. Chris over there, he's a great guy. But he brought my love back for history, and history was like my second love besides like the Broncos, of course. So, sure. So I would credit DMVR for bringing my love back, and then I'm meeting them in 2023 here at Circa is where I got like the Todd Davis one. Because Todd was on the pod at that time, and so I knew they were coming out to Vegas, and I was like, "This is gonna be awesome." Because I can meet Zach, I can meet Henry, RK, all of them, and it was sick. I got Todd's autographed in person, and then last year, to be able to go get Benny's, so to have like the DMVR like infinity rings that I'm collecting. I'm collecting DMVR infinity rings right now. I'm gonna when I go back this year, I'm gonna bring who I'm drawing up like he does the X's and O's with Benny and Fowler on DMVR. You know who on KOA Radio, the voice of the Broncos. Man's name's slipping me right now. Let's see.
Dave Logan?
Dave Logan, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So Dave Logan, he does the show with Benny on DMVR X's and O's, but also Petros, his from Goodsville, his brothers were coached by Dave Logan because Dave Logan's a high school football coach. Like they're like a dynasty out there.
Dave Logan is the most decorated sportsman in Colorado history by like a mile.
And he only spent 1 year on the Broncos in '85. He's known most for being a Brown for most of his career, but he ended his career with 1 year in Denver in '85.
I believe he was drafted in 3 sports.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely
an insane athlete.
So I'm thinking of bringing a Dave Logan jersey out there because Petros's brothers were coached by Dave. So I think between that and maybe between Benny hitting up Benny, because Benny follows me on Twitter, which is my favorite thing to talk about, is that Benny Fowler follows me on Twitter. So because of that, I'm thinking maybe between Benny or between Petros, I can try to get in front of Dave Logan and have him sign a Broncos jersey and have him sign it voice of the Broncos. That'd be sick. Because that's another Broncos, infinity ring from DNVR. Besides that, I need Aqib. I was
going to say, Aqib's going to be a tough get because I feel like that guy.
There. He does it all remotely.
Now. Yeah, he's big time.
I'm not going to catch Aqib anytime soon. But I'm trying to add the infinity wall up with people over there, Broncos who are involved with DMVR. I mean, Justin Simmons, I think he did it a few times. He slipped in for Benny Fowler, he slipped in for Dave a few times on that show. And I think Justin, because we know he's retired, but he has said in his own words, but if Denver calls, he's ready. So he's keeping himself in great shape. I don't think it's happening. It's not happening.
Were you a pro Justin Simmons person, Cody? Were you a pro Justin? Were you a Justin Simmons heartthrob? Like, do you love Justin Simmons?
Do you know how much it hurt me to see him in a Falcons jersey? I think that the whole stupid thing between him and Sean about sleeves. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, dude. A lot of petty things. That's why he's never going to get that phone call if that's truly what he's waiting for. That's stupid of him.
It's not happening. I think if he goes another year without getting the call, he'll realize, okay, it's not happening, and then he'll put it to bed. But he himself is not letting it go, at least this year. See, Broncos chat is in the chat. He's on Instagram, but he's in my league too. So him, Superchargers podcast. We got Colts Convo. He's in there. Bills Business. Slanted Uptown, also a Bills fan. We got all kinds of people in there. So for my first fantasy league, I'm worried about Broncos chat. He knows me too good. He's going to steal some of my picks.
Well, it's the race for Jonah. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with Crew Talk Sports.
Yeah.
So I was in a fantasy draft with him. So with all those fellas, and I drafted Jonah maybe a bit high, I mean, but I'm here for it, right? Like I'm here to justify it, but
so
I truly will. I truly will probably stash him.
Yeah, realistically with fantasy, then with Jonah Coleman, what do you expect from him? I mean, it depends on JK, right? When he takes over.
It is the best handcuff in the NFL because it's the most likely to happen, and Jonah will explode onto the scene once given opportunity, in my opinion. But it's the whole thing of the opportunity. When does that opportunity happen? So, man, it's gonna be interesting in fantasy. We'll see how long I keep him on my roster. I'm gonna
probably get him late, right? Really?
Oh late. Yeah, he's gonna be like my last pick of the draft, second to last pick of the draft, because I'm gonna get him then next year as a keeper because he's gonna be starter next year, no question about it. So like next year I'll get a starting running back in like the 12th round or something.
Right. Oh, I didn't finish asking you, but yeah, no. So I listed off like the superhero comps for those guys. What's Jonah's outside of the guys we named? So do you got one? I don't know how deep your superhero bag is, or what you grew up watching. You can get as creative as you want. Think more personality than just name. Like with Waddle, the Flash makes sense. It was as obvious as possible, but try to get a little creative if you can. Okay. Who do you think? You can take your time if you need to sit on it for a second too. You can think about the personality of Jonah, and he is smart. He's a very smart man. Yeah, people forget about how smart he is.
But he is very flashy.
Yeah.
He is. Some have said he may be a little immature, but, dude, he goes live. I don't know on what platform, if it's Instagram Live or like what it is, but he is live quite a bit. Not necessarily on like Michael Porter Jr. levels, but like quite a bit. I'm gonna relate him to not a superhero per se, but it's my own spin to it because, to your point, I am not necessarily a superhero guy myself. I'm not a Marvel. I've never dove in to, I'm fully aware, like I know all of it, but like it's just not my passion. I guess I put it that way. I'm going with the green/white Ranger, Power Rangers, Tommy. This is the guy that, the Power Rangers were powerful without him. The Red Ranger was a great leader, was he not, Jason? I mean, he led the crew and they did really well. Their Zords were great together. It all fit, right? Clicked. But when trouble came and they couldn't overcome, they needed another guy. And this guy's a little flashy, and Tommy was a little flashy. Tommy did some dancing, while he, did some things. But yeah, he's gonna befriend the crew. He's joining the crew here, and he's gonna take off, man. He's gonna be the new leader on offense because he's gonna be the time-tested guy. Where like, hey, if it does blizzard again in the second half of the AFC Championship game, just give me the rock. And we'll finally have that guy that can win. And I put huge emphasis. This is bold, italic, underline, winter football. It is different than September and October in the beginning of the year. I don't care how many points you think you can put up early on. When you get into the elements in January, You have to run the ball. We already have the green check mark on the other side of the equation to win winter football, and that's a defense that is stellar. And it would be tragic to let that defense go to waste another year without the other component to winning in that time of the year, and that's a running game. And that's why Jonah's here. Jonah's going to take it home, man. So let's go. Let's go.
That's a good one. No, Green Ranger. That's a deep pool. That's a ball knowledge pool. If you know Green Ranger, that's awesome. See, I have a good one, and I was going to say Iron Man because smarts. Because everyone knows his college GPA amazing, very smart man. I was going to say he's a little flashy, likes to be online. That's what I was going to say. Tony Stark.
He's got the teeth. He's got the grills.
Yeah, no, I was going to go with Iron Man, but that's a great one. Green Ranger, man, that's taking me back. And do I need to watch Power Rangers again? I don't know.
Dude, if you were Kimberly, just pretend for a second. You're the Pink Ranger, you're Kimberly. You look over at that mug, Jonah. Are you not going googly-eyed over the Green Ranger? Right. Of course you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great pull, man. That was a good one. Oh, there we go. That was a good one.
Terrific.
Am I holding you up? You got to go anywhere? You got to pop off?
No, I'm going to pop off here in... I'll go like 30 more minutes at max.
Okay. Well, then you're going to be with us till hour 4. So that's cool because we're halfway through hour 3. So that's awesome.
We'll turn the clock. What other topics do you have top of mind for yourself? Like what are some of your like pain points? What are some of your worries?
That's a good one. Do you expect this D to take a step back? Not necessarily. I mean, maybe it's with this Cooper situation, and then with JFM stepping away. Do you expect it to take a step back? I mean, PJ Locke's gone, so I'm worried about that depth. I think if you lose Brandon Jones or Huafunga, there's some depth. Because Devon Key's great, but can you do it all season? I don't know. Maybe one game, but I wouldn't want him for more than that. What do you think? Defense, are you worried about it stepping back?
I mean, dude, Justin Simmons is waiting for that phone call, man.
Exactly. He's going to be the Shiloh KO of this team.
We'd be better off signing Shiloh Sanders. Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
But
is he even in the league?
He is not, I don't believe. He was on Tampa Bay for a while, but I don't think he's in the league anymore. No.
Is he playing football at all anywhere, or is he done?
Dude, probably not. Dude, if he's not making the NFL, he's gonna, I'm sure, do something different.
Yeah,
make an album.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Drop an album. He'll join Deion Jr. with the producing of Well Off and all that.
Yeah,
probably pays better.
It probably does.
Yeah, and less damage on the body.
Oh, man.
So at what point do you think we can snag Jonah Coleman for one of these shows? Because it's going to happen one day. If we keep manifesting it, I think we can make it happen.
I mean, I added him quite a bit when the Dak graphic dropped. I'm like, Jonah, you gotta look at this. Like, just hoping, like, you're kind of the age where maybe you would remember some Bible camp verses, and singing Go Go Jonah. I don't know.
You see, if only he knew that he had people riding and dying with him, this hard.
Apparently.
He'll find out. He'll see it eventually.
I dropped that, and I did research this. This does not exist, Cody, but there is no Jonah Coleman muse or, impersonator. I feel like I should have the fan account for Jonah Coleman. Like,
that would be the way to go.
Am I not the president of the fan club here? Like,
you should.
If not me, who? Let's say.
I think there's a Justin Jolly Glazer account. It's called Justin Jolly Glazer or something like that on Instagram. I wouldn't go with the word glazing. I mean, even though I said this the glazing hour, but
I mean. It's late at night, okay? Like, that's okay. Like, kids are to bed.
Exactly. They shouldn't be up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, Jay, I love the Elway Manning posters in the background. Elway is my fave, Manning second. I think we all can kind of agree with that.
Yeah. It's the two leading heads here, obviously, like that we were fortunate enough to have on the Broncos.
Yeah. And then you got Batman and Robin up on your behind your left shoulder right there with Jamal and Joker. What do you expect for the Nuggets? Do you expect them to do better?
I'm going to get a Nuggets game.
I'm going to get a ticket for a Nuggets game, and I don't want to be disappointed.
No, you won't be disappointed because you'll be able to see the greatest player,
exactly
every year here for the past, say, probably 5 years. I'd say he's been the best player in the world. At least 5 years.
It was only $29 last year for me and my mother each. $29 to get in the Ball Arena. It was up high. And we bought those tickets like 3 months before the season started, and it was like week 7 or week 8 against the Pacers. So it was an early game, but I was like, the Pacers were in the playoffs. The Nuggets just won a championship. This is going to be a good game to start the season. And then we saw how the season ended, but that was a fun game. Only $29 to get in. It was a pretty good deal. So we're going to try to do the same thing. I expect because of how the season ended, maybe the tickets will be similar.
No, I think you got lucky there because I have paid substantially more for the Nugget games I've been to because when it's good, it's good, man.
Maybe because it was an early early game
and Pacers
and
like East
early,
non-Western conference teams,
Murray didn't play in that game. Murray was out. We did get to see Nikola though, so that was awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's sick, man. But for my outlook of the Nuggets, it's just honestly, it's a to be continued because they really haven't done much. All the things that have happened are completely predictable. Like I knew Big Val wasn't coming back, and that's not a big deal. We drafted well. Brazil, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, but he's killing it in Summer League.
He looked good.
Yeah, he's going to be very good. But, we haven't made any moves because we're still in holding pattern because of Peyton Watson. We need to get Peyton Watson sewed up or shipped out. And the sign and trade will happen if we don't cinch it up with him. And I'm really anxious to see the compensation that comes back. I hope it is not just draft picks. And if it is just draft picks, we better be flipping those draft picks to get off of Christian Brown's contract or Zeke Naji goes without saying's contract. Like to get some more flexibility because we are handcuffed right now and we have to run it back. It's terrible.
Yeah, Martin, we talked a lot about Coleman and it was fun. We could still talk about Coleman until Jay pops off too.
I was going to say, you got a good hours worth of Coleman, fan club hysteria. So definitely rewind back, at some point. It's good
Absolutely.
Stuff. We definitely hit the main con arguments to anyone that has gripes about us being, pro Coleman. It's very in a political sense. Like, how dare you, rain on my political beliefs of Jonah Coleman for president?
Well, I just think that there's that narrative out there now that if you're rooting for Coleman, that you're, anti Harvey or you're, pro, JK injury, and that's just not true at all. You can root for JK to stay healthy, but we just know it's not going to happen. You can tell me it will. I just see enough to say it won't.
I am the biggest Coleman fan in the world, obviously, but the Broncos' best form and our best chance to win a Super Bowl is Dobbins being completely healthy. 100%. There's no question about that. Dobbins is our best running back. Last year should have shown everyone that, like, let's not bet on that, huh? Like, probably shouldn't. Not with our aspirations, because we were a J.K. Dobbins away from a Super Bowl. I truly believe that. Bo, whatever. The Bo thing sucked, but if we had competent running back play, run the damn ball, and who gives a shit who hikes the ball? That's my 2 cents. Push the line. One game on the ground. One game. You can win one game on the ground. We have got to be disciplined to run the ball this year. Has to be. So
I'm hoping Davis Webb falls to that a little bit more than Sean. I don't know how he couldn't, because Sean was downright irresponsible sometimes, like running shotguns quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, like I would think that with Davis, because like we hope that again he utilizes maybe some of these slants more. I think we're going to see a reduction in screens, but we're going to see what screens we see actually utilize the tuition into something. I want to see if those short passes are actually being turned into something. Like if Waddle takes a slant for 50 or takes it to the house, maybe then they're more inclined to back when we can do that, or let's just run the ball on the right here. We're more flexible. We know we can do anything we want. So why don't we just do what will get it done for us with this run game? Run the ball.
Well, and I think the running game can improve pretty dramatically too if we can finally see some production and get some things on tape that our tight end room is in existence. Like just have the facade that we will throw to Evan Ingram, and automatically the middle of the field will open up. And that's going to prevent, a lot of linebackers from staying in the box in run support. Like, we need to clear and make it seem like Evan Ingram is an actual target and a threat. So I hope that happens just for the sake of everything. We need to be balanced.
Well, everyone will respect our tight end position when Adam Troutman goes off for 1,000 yards. They'll respect us then.
God. Hey, maybe Loner will have 10 touchdowns this year.
Oh, man. See, I have this theory with Loner. I think he's just he's a practice squad tight end for 3 more years, and then he's just gone. I don't think he's going to turn into something, because if you look at the Colts, they actually have a history of doing this with these basketball players or these things. They've done it often, and usually it's just a guy that sits on the practice squad repetitively for a few years and then just gets cut. And I'm getting that vibe from Loner. I loved the hype that Sean Payton threw out there, but it just really sounds like Sean Payton's just throwing stuff out there.
Interesting.
See, in my opinion, if Coleman doesn't blow up before the trade deadline, or if RJ doesn't show big improvements, we'll need to make a trade before the trade deadline for another back. Till then, we can wait. What do you think about that?
Boy, we have 2 rookies. I just don't know how we would justify bringing in another back with Dobbins. I guess in this scenario, is Dobbins healthy or not?
Right.
But if Dobbins is healthy, there's no way I see that. Just from a roster building standpoint, that's way too many people in that room. Coleman or Harvey would have to be in that trade.
Yeah.
So I guess whoever's in the doghouse, but my heart will break if I get to experience like 9 months of Jonah Coleman.
Yeah. Is there a position that if you would like to try to add to, what would it be? And is it inside linebacker? Because a lot of people worry about inside linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So probably inside
rightfully
linebacker.
So. Yeah. I mean, like, that's like the easiest answer in the world.
And that's not a shot at these young guys. It's just you don't want to leave. No. If something happens to Strenad or happens to Singleton, you don't want to leave it to one of those young guys.
Yeah. It's not Red's fault. It's Alex Singleton's fault. It's Strenad's fault. Like, I still don't understand, and maybe I'm, I don't get it. I do not understand what we're doing in that room.
So there you go. So he's saying it's if that scenario is if JK is injured.
Okay. Well, then, I mean, if JK's injured, then we have to bring someone in no matter what, whether it's trade or practice squad or something.
I wouldn't want to just, if JK got hurt, I wouldn't feel comfortable just being like, okay, well, bring in Elevate Bidet or Jaleel. I think you need something else, someone more. You're looking to get better in any position you can at that point.
Then I would say you're right then, Martin. I would say you're right.
There you go, Martin. Yep, you got one. No, that's a good discussion there. That's a good discussion. Now, hopefully it doesn't happen that way to where they're like, JK goes down and, they're not impressed with Coleman or RJ, that it's that bad. I would hope that Coleman and RJ is enough to get it going. But if it's that bad, maybe you do need to especially look for maybe not someone to just come and be, that fourth back, but someone actually come in and maybe get meaningful snaps.
Well, let me say it this way. If that indeed is the scenario, I would say we need to trade for a guard because that's showing that our offensive line is going to suck. If that's where we are headspace wise, that we can't run, like we just, both our rookies suck.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be something else.
Yeah. If Coleman and Harvey can't take advantage of that situation and do anything meaningful with it, then it's got to be a bigger issue than it's just the back.
Obviously I'm being protective and a little mama bear here, protecting my boy, Jonah, of that, deflecting that. Like, obviously if he sucks, it's someone else's fault. I promise. Like, it's not his fault. It's probably, Ben Powers. That's who I would blame. Or I don't have a problem blaming Garrett Bowles. That's probably next up.
I think we're all pretty confident in what this offensive line is going to look like. I mean, year 2, running it back with the whole group.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people talk about McGlinchey this week, and I'm happy that he's at least getting the love because, I mean, he doesn't have an easy job. We've seen the rotation at right tackle, and the best left tackle we've had in that whole. At right tackle in that whole time, was Jared Valdir.
Yeah,
he was our most consistent.
But that is exactly more evidence to support why I believe we should look at Harvey a little side-eyed, because that offensive line is terrific, and he couldn't run on behind it, couldn't run in between the tackles with this line. So that's concerning, because this is an offensive line top 5 in the league in pass and run. This is a amazing unit. So we should be better than what we are with the money we're spending on the offensive line. That's where a lot of money is, actually.
Yeah, so he's saying the problem is JK didn't get hurt till after the trade deadline last year. What happens if that happens this year? I mean, do you run it back with one of these guys on the practice squad or on the team, or I don't know who the free agent options would be at that time.
That is precisely, Martin, why Jonah Coleman was drafted.
Yeah,
the exact
that's what you hope for. You don't need to have this discussion because Jonah Coleman is hopefully able to slide right in and pick up right where JK left off.
Yeah, dude. And that's why, again, nobody should be banging the drum for Harvey, because if he was so good, Jonah wouldn't be here. So I don't know, man. It'll be an interesting room. Like I said, very heated discussion, heated debate room, man.
They say
it will be fun.
They say iron sharpens iron. That's a room they're all going to really get better at just by being in that room. This is what I think about the cornerback room. People talk about if Jade can develop. I think he's in the best cornerback room in the league to try to develop. You put any corner in the league in that room, and I think they have a better chance to develop than not with PS2 right there. I think PS2's probably rubbed off on Riley a little bit. At least just being in that room, being his guy.
Well, and I think another reason why we drafted Barron is because of his versatility. And so if we do have a Hufanga injury, a Jones injury, I honestly think he could go play, Jade could go play safety if he truly needed to. He played that at Texas at times.
Yeah, he was
in packages.
They called him the star because he could play anywhere on that defense.
Correct. So, dude,
maybe he has
Kareem
Jackson, a little like Kareem Jackson jump. I'm not saying the hard hitter, but cornerback to safety.
Dude, I remember Kareem Jackson, the cornerback. He was really good for.
He extended his career by making that switch to safety too. He extended his career just by making that switch. I would love if Pat plays corner for another 5-6 years and then just immediately switches to free safety or something. Because Pat would make a great safety because he's already big, he's tall,
and he's smart as hell. He can read. He can read play formation, and that's a big thing.
Imagine if 10 years from now we're talking about Pat has been playing safety for 4 or 5 years already for the Broncos. That would be insane.
I mean, it's a recipe to play longer. I mean, if he wants to play,
if he truly
17
wants to
years,
stick around. Pat Surtain at safety is probably better than a lot of teams' number one safety. So let's see. I don't want to play devil's advocate, but RJ was a plan A, in the draft last year. Before that, that didn't work out. I think so too, but I also think that they found RJ's role, and I think they found RJ's role. And you got JK. I mean, you got Jonah to fill in this time. And if Jonah doesn't do that job, then obviously he'll be up to RJ at that point. But I think that that's why they found a role for RJ, and that's why they doubled down and went with Jonah's, because they like what RJ's doing at what he's doing. I don't think they want to make him the full-time bell back.
Exact same thing. I mean, like, that's kind of what we were touching on, of like he is by no means going to be a bust, like, just because he's not a starting running back. He is going to be a specialized running back that is going to be super good at the things he's good at. But like, even in college, he didn't really run in between the tackles. Like, it's the famous, highlight that they showed during the draft time was the wheel route that he ran against Colorado at home. Killed me. But like, it was just so weird because he's got the body structure that it looks like he could be a bowling ball, like he was, what was he compared to? James Drew, or the what is the
Maurice
Jaguars? Maurice Jones-Drew. Thank you.
MJD.
Yeah. Just with that stature and that running style. But it just, we never saw it, man. Never saw Harvey do that. So, like I said, I hope there is a jump for him. But
wait, is that a Jay Weaver tattoo? Nope, never mind. I thought he had a Jay Weaver tattoo.
It might be. I mean, dude, look at it. Zoom in on his chain and his grill, dude. Dude, he's feeling himself. Look at that boy go. And the earrings.
That's the reason why we're wearing chains right now.
And those earrings, dude, he's popping.
Mm-hmm.
He's popping. Yeah.
Man,
Treat yourself.
Martin says PS2 is going to play forever like Darryl Green. If he wants to, that's why you make the move to safety. If you want to just keep playing for another 5 years or so. I mean, it doesn't matter if you slow down, if you can put yourself right where you need to be. That's why, honestly, like Eric Waddle, I mean, he was always a safety, but I mean, there's a reason why he played so long. Is when you're good at it and you can just get where you need to be, and it's not that hard to do, even up there in your later years.
Yeah.
Especially if you're that high level too.
Very true. Yeah, the cornerback room is interesting, man. I think that's the room that could potentially have a trade in it. That's my thoughts, at least. Out of all position groups.
You pay Riley, and then if not, who are you trading?
You're trading Riley, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You pay J-Mac, you pay Barron, and you kind of have a committee approach, because I don't think CAD has getting the opportunities he deserves. So I think there's a slice of pie for CAD to take, because I think he's very undervalued.
He can be the Barron insurance.
That's kind of my 2 cents. I like Riley, but it's just, he's actually become better than I think he is, if that makes sense, because he's being targeted a lot. There's a lot of focus on him. There's a lot of, like, he's got a highlight on, and he's doing very well. But I feel like some team's going to look at him and say, wow, if he's doing that opposite the best cornerback in the league, he could be our number one.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll go pay him, and we're not going to pay him like that. So we might as well go get something for him.
Yeah, I think McMillan is the best slot corner in the game. I mean, you look at like he's got over, like, I got the stats right here. He's got like 7 sacks in these last few years. He's got something like he's got some forced fumble numbers that are crazy. His like sacks and his forced fumble numbers are up there with like the top safeties in the game. And he's a slot corner, so he's got some.
It's a fit, man. He fits the Vance Joseph defense incredibly well. It's a very fit thing.
If we extend him and we he keeps playing that way for a few more years. He's very much talking himself into a Ring of Fame spot if he keeps it up. If he does get that deal and he does keep playing that way.
I was gonna say, are you a JL Skinner fan? Are you like, do you believe in anyone coming from the safety realm of life to like surprise you?
So actually, this is why I talked about it. I'm happy that PJ Locke got the deal he got, and that he's going to get the opportunity in Dallas. Especially like he was just given, like, because I follow PJ on Instagram, he just got the key to city, in Dallas, because he's from there, and they just signed him, so they gave him the key to the city.
I was going to say, I thought he was from there. I thought that was like a hometown deal for him.
Yeah,
good for him, man.
It's cool. I'm happy for everything that happened for him, but I think I'm truly worried about, like Brandon Jones. He's on his contract year, so no matter what, we're going to have to address that next year. But if he goes down again, I don't trust Devon Key in a long-term starter role. I don't trust JL Skinner. JL's took a step up in terms of being like a reliable practice squad guy for your punt and kick returns. He's a good gunner. He's step up that way, but I don't know about on the field at safety.
It's not a coincidence that before we traded our first-round draft pick for Waddle, everyone had safety mocked to us in the first round. Everyone. So I feel like that's the route to go.
I saw a lot of mocks where people had the Oregon one. What was it, Dylan something?
Yep. That one, and then the Toledo one, the hyphen name. I forget what it is, but yeah, man, multiple players at safety were mocked to us. You will have to address that, I think, eventually. I think you're totally right. I think Jones is probably on the out, would be my guess. Hufanga, dude, just makes such a difference. Like, there's no way you cannot.
I think he's going to come down with those picks this year. Last year was different, and he was coming off of a year with the club, and he was talking about hand-eye coordination. He even said it's not an excuse, but if I had to play it with a club that long and I had to try to go catch balls the year after, maybe I'd be a little off.
Yeah.
All right, Martin. I think you're right. Someone will pay Moss. That's why I say keep him and get the draft compensation for him. I think he used. I think he gets us a third in compensation. Now, if you can get a second, do it. Absolutely. If you can get something for him, you might as well. I don't think you're going to pay him. It just, like, to me, it makes sense to pay Jaquan, because I think Jaquan's the best at his position in the league, whereas you can't say that about Riley. You already got the guy that's best at that position in the league in PS2, so why not just re-sign the best slot in the game?
We kind of have proven in a lot of positional groups throughout this entire roster that we really value specialization of traits. Like we just talked about with Harvey. Of that, no, like he's amazing at those 5 things. We're not asking him to be a well-rounded, perfect running back. Just do those 5 things, please. And that's the exact approach I feel like they take on the defense as well, to a certain extent. Just what's the old stupid Belichick saying, just do your job. It's kind of like that, honestly. I don't know, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, so these are those J-Max stats I was talking about. So he has 5 interceptions and 5 forced fumbles, and he's got 7 sacks in his time with the Broncos.
Dang, he's got 5 forced fumbles?
5 forced fumbles, 7 sacks, 5 interceptions.
That's nuts. I had no idea he had that many fumbles. Like, he has just as many fumbles as interceptions?
Yep.
That's wild.
His sacks and his sacks, his interceptions and stuff, that's up there with like safeties, like top 1 and 2 safeties in the league. So and he's not even a safety. So it shows you like he's putting up top stats when he's not even in that position.
I mean, and I guess to say this, like most offenses in the NFL are running 4 wides, 3 wides. So it's, he is on the field a lot. So I bet it's not like, we say he's a third cornerback, but like
he gets targeted plenty. They have no problem targeting him.
100%. He's on the field just as much as, Riley Moss. Like,
I would argue that teams had no problem throwing at him all year until he started making a few of those plays. Then you started seeing them going away from him. But again, with the Broncos out there, you can't go away from J-Mac. And what are you going to do? Go towards Pat? So it just left one man as the odd man out for the target, and that was Mr. Handsome Squidward himself, Riley Moss.
Yeah.
I'm excited, though, to see how that plays out. I think that J-Mac's deserving of that extension. Riley's deserving of an extension. It's just probably not going to happen in Denver. He's going to go get paid like a true cornerback one. Someone's going to pay for him. He's going to get a big bag. I could see him somewhere like maybe in Tennessee, maybe in Indianapolis. I don't know. Something about the AFC South screams Riley Moss. What about the Texans putting him opposite of Derek Stingley? No,
I will be mad if he's in AFC.
I would love to see him go to the NFC, preferably.
I could see the Wiley, Lynch, Shanahan bros over there in San Francisco nabbing him.
He would look good in a 49ers uniform.
They're trying to, redo that defense, having their boy Greenlaw come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Riley would be the one for me, at least, because we would get a lot of compensation for him. Like, we're not getting shit if we trade Cad. Cad is way better to us on our roster than what we would get in return. I mean, with the Cooper news, do you think any of our pass rushers are trade eligible?
I'm sure they're eligible. I don't think that I wouldn't trade them. I think that in my opinion, with this Cooper news, who knows what's going to play out with this, because everyone forgets that with those new charges that delayed the case. So he's not going to be tried until like a year or within the year. So he can either end up playing all year, he can end up on the exempt list. The Broncos could cut him, they could trade him. Anything can happen. So it's a wait and see on Cooper, but I wouldn't trade any of those guys. I'd rather keep them all. If there's anything that I would think about, I don't think that we need to add to edge either. If we lose out on Cooper, I don't think you necessarily need to add to it. Would I like to see Vaughn back and bring back those memories? Sure. I don't think it's a necessity. I'm just still more worried about that safety position.
Yeah.
And ILB, of course. ILB is a real worry for me. I got Sternad making a big step and, becoming like a Pro Bowl, all-pro type ILB, but that doesn't, help his case if, let's say, Singleton goes down and you have to throw Red Murdoch out there.
Yeah, dude.
Red Murdoch may cook a guy on the field. Like, he may, knock a head off, but he also is going to get burned probably for, a 50-yard touchdown on, a wheel route.
Yeah. Gosh, who was the middle linebacker that did the Raptor?
Alexander Johnson.
Yes, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
that's
the little T-Rex thing.
Correct.
Yeah. He was a vibe. He was a vibe when he was there.
He was. He absolutely got burnt to a crisp when he got burnt. But yeah, he had some pop plays. Yeah, man. But we don't even have depth like that. Our cupboards are bare in that room. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get what we're doing, especially compounded with the news that Drew Sanders is going to the outside and is going to be a pass rusher. At least from a depth perception, he was going to be inside. So he's gone essentially in depth. And the same thing for Jonah Ellis, that at one point they said that he was going to go inside, and they're like, oh, no, we can't do that. Never mind. If the Cooper situation never happened, Jonah Ellis was going to be my intriguing candidate to maybe get moved, only because of the emergence of someone like a Q Robinson of we've got some guys, so who's going to yield you the biggest return? People know who Jonah Ellis is. He's been around for a little bit, and he's, I feel right on the cusp of if he gets opportunity, he could blossom. I think he's going to have an insane dude. It's the year of the Jonah. It's the year of the Jonah. Jonah Ellis is going to do great things, I feel like.
Yeah. I got a lot of people out there talking about like Q Robson. I think that there's, we saw this, like the little bit, like the sparks at the, last year we saw, the capability. I love the high motor with both Ellis and, that's my favorite word in when we talk about prospects is high motor. To me, that's a guy that will like end up on the ground 2 or 3 times during a play and just keep chasing, keep pursuing. And that's what they both are. They're very high motor guys. I love Q. I just don't think that he's gonna. I think it's Jonah's role to take and make his.
I agree,
and I think he's gonna take and make it his too. I see 10+ sacks from him, if he with the full-time starting reps. 10+ sacks. Call it now.
Okay, it is. We're right on the cusp here. Here's a declaration: if we're getting double-digit sacks out of one Jonah, and we get 1,000 yards of rushing out of another Jonah, I'm getting the word Jonah tattooed on me. Jonah, Jonah, Jonah.
You're going to get some questions by people if they see that. They're going to be like, so who's Jonah and why is he so important to you?
Let me just tell you. One time I knew this guy named Jonah and he went, go, go, go.
On defense,
Absolutely. Too. Yeah, and on defense. He went go, go,
he's going to go.
The Jonah Ellis graphic is a work in progress with Dak. He doesn't know it yet, but it's a work in progress.
That's awesome.
The agenda is thick this year for Jonah Love. This is just part 1.
I know we were that talked about that went from sort of like an ILB to an outside linebacker discussion. But one thing I will say about inside linebacker is one thing I would love to see more if you do worry about maybe being exposed on the outside or with your in passing downs, why not throw out again. Jahdae Barron played all over the field. At times they even had him in inside linebacker packages covering tight ends at Texas, and he did good last year. He caught a tight end, an interception against Dallas, against their tight end, and then he had what would have been a pick 6 against Kansas City when he was covering Kelsey, and it was called back by the refs. So I think there's something to it. Maybe if you want to throw him out there,
dude, you make a amazing point, and I never even really thought of that. If you recall, back in Vance Joseph, Arizona days, he would deploy a certain linebacker safety hybrid named Isaiah Simmons. That was terrific in doing that. Dude, Jahdae Barron would be killer in that role. And if that's the plan to alleviate a lot of responsibility off of the inside linebacking room because you're going to have a floater, hell yeah, sign me up. Like, I'm okay with that. Like,
because you can send out just or not if you want, and then send out Barron next to him, or you can send out Alex to really watch out for that run, and then leave Barron out there to take whatever tight end or running back
to take your next level. Yep.
The only worry with Barron. My only worry with Barron is if he gets caught up in the running game, with maybe by like an O lineman or something, because he is a little smaller for sure. But this is why you hope that maybe he's quick enough and instinctive enough to keep him from, getting caught up in the blender.
Dude, with the versatility that you hit on with him, dude, I would love to see Jahdae in the Isaiah Simmons role.
Yeah,
that is fantastic point, man. You need to write that down.
Yeah, no, I don't need to write it down. I got that sitting in my head. I've been thinking about that for a while.
Yeah, that's terrific stuff.
I'm going to keep my eye out to see if it happens during the season, because it would make sense. Like really,
100%.
Another linebacker, or if you want to do 3 linebackers, make him your third. So send out Sternad, Singleton, and Barron, and Barron's your cover guy.
Dude, that's not horrible. And yet on a draft depth, a depth chart, we're looking at the cornerback room like, why are all these names on here when they are so specialized in what they do, man? It's not a one size fits all. Everyone can play cornerback 1. It's so interesting. It's so interesting how roster construction is to like who is shopping for the groceries. And that's what's so amazing about the Broncos is we have continuity. the same shopper of groceries has been here shopping for groceries for like years. And so like we finally have everything on our list. So like we're putting it together. Like it takes a couple years to fully get it going. So we're almost finished.
I think that we're incredibly gifted to be able to talk about like our corners like that and say, we got the best slot in J-Mac. We got a number one on most teams in Riley. We got the number one in the league in Pat, to talk about him that way. And then to say we got a guy in Barron who can play if we want him out there in, inside backer, or if we want to throw him out there at safety, or if, we need to send him in at slot or outside, he can do it all. To be able to be that spoiled is incredible.
Yeah, man. We should be gushing more about this secondary. You're so right.
It's a secondary that can make up for the inside linebacker room if you use it right.
That is the biggest strength of this entire team is the secondary. That is why our team is a Super Bowl contender. Like it starts and ends with that side. And yeah, man, we're so fortunate to have the depth that we do. So I know I said like maybe look for a trade in the cornerback room for that, but like I hope actually we don't trade anyone and we just run it. Like we run your guys you got. We're all good.
I'm really rooting that we don't trade anyone. If anyone I think is most likely to be traded, I think it's Marvin Mims. If by week 6, these stats aren't looking good, he got the new agent. I think that if anything, Mims is on that chopping block first. And then Riley. I see some people talk about Ben Powers, but I think you just want to keep that continuity. Just no one says you have to re-sign him after this year. I say just run it back with Ben and just keep Palcho there. You got Cage Casey back there. Just run it back with Powers one more year, and then if you want to move on, you can.
Yeah, I think Mims is a deadline deal. I think you're totally right.
He's the one to keep around.
Yep. I think you're totally right.
Throw him out there on special teams, and then he's barely getting any love on offense. He's got to be texting that agent after each game.
Well, because he needs to showcase. Because so we're dimming his potential earnings, and so he can't be happy. He's going to be furious.
Yeah, we talk about Riley Moss being a number one on other teams. Mims is a number 2 receiver for some other teams if he's utilized right. I'd imagine there's some teams, if they knew what they were doing, he'd easily be that number 2, number 3.
I can't imagine he wouldn't be 2 on the Tennessee Titans.
Easily.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah, man. We're very fortunate. We very much are because, man, it is so much more fun doing these shows and being on podcasts when the Broncos are good compared to the depths of misery. And I had my beginning of podcasting in the depths of misery, and it was awful. I'm talking about loss.
This is my first year.
Loss after loss after loss after loss. Just embarrassing.
For me to be able to, for my first year to start right after a trip to the AFC Championship game, the
vibes are high.
The AFC Championship game. We think about it every day. We're like, oh yeah, we were in the AFC Championship game. We were there. We forget about it because we don't want to remember. But no, I'm grateful for this to be my first year because technically I started the channel in December, so I was up and running during the playoffs, but I had never done a stream at that point still. So it was more of what looked like a social media based Broncos account that's just posting out updates, not necessarily streaming. So I'm blessed that this is going to be my first year because I think it's a good year to really start it with it because there's going to be so much, whether it's subjects or topics going on, or us winning a Super Bowl. Maybe that would be great. The Raiders could really use Mims. Yeah, they're not getting Mims. I'm not letting it happen.
No way, Jose. Ain't gonna happen.
No, we're not letting that happen. Send him to the NFC. Imagine Philly could probably use some help with AJ Brown gone, maybe some returner help. I mean, again, everyone's going to see the returner first, I think, and then the receiver second.
And they just changed the, with some of the kickoff rules and whatnot, I guess. So it's more favorable for returning. So, I mean, dude, someone's going to pay Marvin Mims because of what he brings special teams. He is a Pro Bowler like one of the best special teams people in the league. It's just that he knows that, but he also thinks he's like a solidified number 2 in the NFL. And I don't think so. Like I think he's not that great on offense.
Have you been to Good Times in Denver and you tried the Marvin Mims meal?
I have not, but I have been to Good Times.
Okay, well, that's one thing I'm disappointed in myself, because I went to Good Times too. I was staying right by one, and I wanted to try that Marvin Mims meal, and I didn't give it a try. I'm a little disappointed. So I'm hoping that it's still on the menu when I get back in November, but he might be gone before November. We'll see. 6-7, who knows?
6-7. I mean, give me 1 second. 1 second.
You're good. Yeah, that's a good one, Martin, is the Commanders. I could see them really utilizing him. We got a kitty cat. We have a kitty cat.
Meow, 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 meow.
About mine too. He's right here. He's in his little tree sleeping. Sweet old man. Hi, guys.
Yeah, hi.
I bet he's a Jonah Coleman fan, huh?
Jonah.
What's he think?
Meow, meow. Oh, it's terrific, dude. I mean, the bit lives forever, dude.
Right.
So terrific.
All right. I'm going to give you... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
I got one more Jonah Coleman question to ease you out of this, because I know we're past that 30-minute mark now. We're about at it.
Yeah.
So
you got my juices flowing so hard here. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep now.
Well, see, I think that you got a new wallpaper for your phone. You got a new poster to put up behind you in the studio now.
Yep.
I can't wait to see this make an appearance on Orange and Blue when you pull it up.
A new photo to send to Tim for a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
That'll be amazing. Yep. Oh, sweet kitty. Yep. She loved the kitty.
He's a good boy.
I don't know what breed cat those orange cats are, but I've never met one that didn't have a great personality.
Yeah, to say the least. Like, orange cats are nuts, man. They're dogs in cat form. They're crazy.
Yeah, I got my tuxedo boy, and he is not well behaved. You would think that because he's dressed like a gentleman, he would act like it. He does the opposite.
Sassy.
The man will kick litter everywhere out of his box when he doesn't need to.
Son of a bitch.
As a cat owner, you welcome yourself into the Toxoplasmosis fan club.
My lungs.
I was watching, I think it was Brandon Perna on the one of Tom Grossi's videos. And, it was when Grossi was at Perna's during his 30 for 30. And as Perna's going down into his studio, he's like, does anyone else's cat piss in front of the box instead of in it? And I'm like, hey, that sounds familiar. What I'd love to think about with cat owners is that if they're a cat owner, at one point or another during the week, they've come very close to touching cat shit or dealt with cat litter, so they understand the struggle and what it's like to be a furry owner of whatever these little things are.
Hey, we're all just cleaning litter boxes, one scoop at a time.
Absolutely. We're just doing one thing. All right. So your Jonah Coleman question to ease you out of here. All right.
Okay.
All right. If you have Jonah Coleman, I think, let me make sure I get this right. Let's see. If you have Jonah Coleman, being RB1 by the end of the year, all right. What does that mean for RJ Harvey in terms of production? I know we think that he's going to be permanent RB2. Does Coleman take a big enough bite out of the stats to impact Harvey's stats? Do you think? No, yay, nay. I don't know if that's a good one.
I think they are.
Like, if Coleman goes off like you think, does that mean Harvey shrinks?
No, they are mutually exclusive because they do two different things, although there is some overlap, and you have to have overlap because of, again, the tell. You don't want two players that do opposite things and they can't have any overlap, because then you know exactly what personnel is on the field and you know what they're doing. And that's the whole point. So they have overlap in the good things. I still believe Harvey could have just as many touchdowns as last year and still not be the starting running back, because I think there are going to be so many great packages for him out of the backfield with wheel routes and such that like he's going to get fed. It's just he's not going to get fed in the traditional sense of running the ball. And that's whoever's healthy, Jonah or JK.
Yeah. So I was going to say that, with RJ, if we were talking about like with Barron and how like he can maybe supplement some of the, faults in that inside linebacker room. If you really start to see some struggling with that tight end room and they're just not giving you anything, where's the harm in maybe running RJ out of the slot or, getting more creative with him out of the backfield? If you need if the tight ends won't give you that production, you might see some of that production come from RJ, where he'll become, your middle of the field guy, whether he has to do it in the slot, because his route running is better than some of his I'd argue RJ's route running is better than his inside running.
So I'm fairly positive Sean Payton's, I think it was either his first or second year in Denver, Javonte Williams led the team in receptions and targets.
Yeah.
So like there is such an overemphasis of targeting the running back out of the backfield as a pseudo run game.
And there was no tight end production that year either.
Same thing. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You could absolutely see the behavior roll into that again. But again, we don't know because Davis Webb, who the hell knows, So we don't know if history is going to repeat itself in some of those behaviors.
And Jalen Waddle could impact this too, just by opening
100%. That's a big difference in itself too. Yep. You're totally right. So apples to orange, but totally, you're right.
Yeah. Do you have a prediction for Jonah's stats? General prediction?
Jonah? So he will have at least 5 touchdowns.
Okay.
And I'm being very realistic, I think. I'm not going crazy.
That feels fair. That doesn't feel like a guy that, is gone for 10 touchdowns because he took the ball over at like week 2. It doesn't feel like that.
Well, to be fair, I am giving you a stat line if JK is healthy. I will give you an alternative reality after. But this is 5 touchdowns if JK is all good. Maybe he misses like 3 games, like small, not that big a deal. But a good season, we would all agree, like, all right, everyone's good. About 5 touchdowns. And he will run for, I'd say, 300 yards, 400 yards, but enough of a pop to like make you turn like, oh, okay, something's coming, but if JK drops and like is gone for a significant amount of time, and especially if it's at the end of the year during winter football, and that's a big deal too, because if it's in winter football, it's going to lean towards the running game inherently anyways. So if the stars align in that regard, it's crazily not far-fetched to say Coleman could run for 10 touchdowns and rush for 800 yards. I truly believe that. 800 yards, 10 touchdowns, running the ball. Like he has, even without a full season, he could almost get to 1,000 yards. Because I think he's going to have great yards after contact. He bounces off every single first person. Like very rarely is he ever getting arm tackled. I'm so excited to see him, man. He's going to pop. People are going to understand. So yeah. And again, with that prediction, I think I'm being modest. I think I'm being pretty damn realistic. Even, 10 touchdowns, 800 yards. If JK's down, I think that's completely doable for him.
That's quite fair. So I'm guessing based off that answer, if you were to say out of those 3 backs, who leads the team in 15 plus yard rushes, are you going Jonah?
Jonah still. Yeah. 100%. And that 800 would lead the team because it's not like Harvey's going to get more than that. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Harvey, but again, at the same time, Harvey could have 10 touchdowns in that same scenario. And you have a 10-10 Coleman Harvey. I would be fine with that. And I think that's realistic. Like split touchdowns, equal opportunity in that way, but they're different opportunities.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point. I'm just excited now, man. Now I'm ready to get the Jonah Coleman jersey. Hopefully he stays at 20.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I'm not buying anything until the number's set, because I've seen people burned in the past.
If it wasn't 20, what number would you want it to be?
You know, I don't know. I like 20 a lot.
It looks great.
I do like, it really wouldn't fit, but I do, for some reason, 26 on a running back like Clinton Portis back in the day was just, I believe one of the Bells, I think Tatum Bell maybe was 26, or it might have been Mike Bell. I don't remember which one. Might have been Mike Bell. But we've had a couple other running backs at 26, but I really like that number as a running back.
No, that's good. Fair choice.
What's your go-to number? What's your favorite number if you had to pick a roster?
Like go-to number, or just like for this situation?
No, for your situation.
For Jonah Coleman in particular, man. I don't know that I've always because we got so used to seeing 24 on Champ Bailey. There's something about, I think 24 could look really cool if it's with the right back, but a 4s, like numbers ending with 4s, you got to really get into it and be like, some of them don't look that good, so maybe not 24. 27's taken. 30's too obvious because of TD. I mean, it still amazes me that Phil was allowed to wear that TD allowed that. That was such a great story. I'm so glad that it happened, though.
Well, that's only because Phil is Mr. Denver. You know, he kissed the ring of TD.
He grew up looking to that man, looking up to that man.
Correct.
Yeah.
If he was, some kid from Fresno, that wouldn't have happened.
I want a glass of Coleman flavored Kool-Aid because it sounds awesome. I'm starting to get excited to see if you're right. Oh, I think that Jay will probably be right with some of this stuff. Everyone wants to be, a Debbie Downer and try to put the flames out on the Jonah Coleman fire, but it's just because they're more scared of what that means for JK. But
it's based in logic.
You should be scared of what's like a real possibility.
We're not making shit up.
No.
I mean, look at the health bill here.
It's
documented.
See, we would be making shit up if we said that JK has had a whole career of never getting injured, but that just never happened. He gets injured every year. So we're giving you the truth here.
I was going to say, in my reality, you're making shit up if you say JK is going to be healthy all year, because there's zero evidence to support that. Zero.
And there's plenty of evidence showing the other. So you go with zero evidence versus a whole stack of evidence. And what are you going to take? You can wipe your hand with one and you'll see which, actually does the job.
Selling a ketchup flavored popsicle to a woman in white gloves. 100%.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Cody, with that, I think I'm going to bow out.
No, it's been fun. I'm grateful for you.
The Coleman Hour has been terrific. Next time I come on, I'm bringing theme music for the Coleman Hour, because I feel like, dude, this is, if he's going to be our starting running back for the next 7-8 years, we've got plenty of time. Now. We got plenty of time, people. Hop on the bandwagon now.
Absolutely. Because if you get on it now, no one can say that you're just doing it later on. You can say you've been here since the beginning.
No one will ever call me a homer. I'll tell you that.
No, because 2 years from now, when we're talking about Coleman being the best back in the AFC West and, leading the AFC, in yards and stuff, when we start talking about that stuff, people will be like, oh, yeah, Jay was right. And I don't know why they always tried to put him out when he was trying to, stoke those flames, because it's a good fire to put, stoke the fire behind.
I will take a big drink of I Told You So's.
Yep.
And, relish in it.
Well, with that being said, I hope that you enjoy that picture and you do something amazing with it, and that you annoy a lot of people with it too.
Oh, I certainly will. I mean, really, Cody, at the end of the day, that's why I'm here. Just to annoy people. All right. Just to get under people's skins. I mean, that's the whole shtick.
Let's go.
And I thank you for taking the Jonah Coleman bait. I had a feeling that would work, so I was hoping that it would.
Absolutely. I mean,
And
dude, would have
you.
come on regardless because I love you, man. I love what you put out. I love what you're doing. You've got a great niche. I believe in your vision, man. So keep it going. So, dude, another 24-hour, man. You can notch it in your belt. So
absolutely.
What, 4 hours in? 4.5? Something?
Yeah, well, 4.5, yeah. Yeah, I'm making myself known as, the guy that does it for 24 hours. I have this fun idea in the future of maybe we get all these creators in and we schedule a 24-hour show where we're all in and out, and can get everyone rotating. That would be a fun thing to do next off season.
Yep. I can cover the 3 to 4 hour. Or the 5 to 6.
I think it'd be cool because you can imagine if getting all these personalities together on screen, in and out, it'd be cool. We find a good reason to do it or something. Yep. But yeah, no, with that being said, thank you, Jay. You've been on all 3 24-hour shows. So if one of these weekends you want to come on the late show, you're more than welcome.
Okay, man.
All right, man.
We'll do. I always appreciate you, Cody. Good luck to you on the rest of your, I guess 20 left. Absolutely. 19 and a half.
Absolutely. Hey, you go snuggle your cat, man. You go have a great night.
I sure will. All right. Take it easy, man.
All right. Take care, man.
Later.
All right, guys. That was Jay Weaver from Orange and Blue. Are we surprised? Are we not surprised that the man loved the picture? I thought that he would love that picture, and I hope that he does so much with it. He's going to do so many good things with that picture. If you guys are with me right now, we are almost 4.5 hours into this stream. My name's Cody Chapa. Welcome to Still Up Sports. We just had over an hour-long discussion with Jay Weaver talking about Jonah Coleman. We have some more guests lined up too. We have Dak from Orange and Blue as well.